most gracious Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, sent a heartfelt message to the world on Monday, June 9th, 2025, emphasizing that we each have the power to save ourselves and our planet in these crisis-filled, perilous times by simply living correctly and virtuously, including the avoidance of creating killing karma. Master also spoke about a loving tree in her area and his efforts to protect her.
Hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all doing okay, because it's not easy to be feeling okay these days. Me too. I just want to talk to you as a friend, as another citizen of the world, telling you what I do, how I feel. But it's not easy these days. I want to tell you some nice things and stuff that I do. But when I have to look into the news to find good news for you and select, useful news for you, like tips for your health and how people are using what material to cure some of their illnesses without medicine, because sometimes medicine scares you. There's always some side effect, and not everyone can afford to even buy the medicine. The majority of people in the world are not well off. The lesser majority must sometimes ignore the pain and the illness because they can't afford a personal doctor, or in many countries they don't have the right to go to the hospital if they don't have money. That is the thing, It's very saddening for me to look at the world around us, because there's nothing I like, nothing that I want people to live in, to accept, to feel happy and content with, because they are just normal citizens, and many of them are under the poverty line. Sad to say. There are many NGOs and many private organizations that are helping a lot in different kinds of fields. Financial, food, supply, housing, but it's never enough. Also because the human population is increasing easily. Sometimes I look at the food they eat or in the restaurant. I see so much food we need, so many food, condiments and all kinds of things that people demand for good taste. And I wonder how our little planet can supply all that for billions of people. For example, when I see an Indian man, a real, genuine Indian man, to cook his meal. One time I saw it on the internet. In front of him, it looked like hundreds of condiments, different kinds of spices, different kinds of ingredients in order to add onto the food that he cooked. Just a lot of spices and a lot of condiments to add on to whatever that he's cooking there. My God, it looked a lot. And of course, the food will be rich and delicious. But I was wondering, how does the earth provide all this? Look, just for one man, one household. One household needs so much already. Not I don't need that much. But just to cook an Indian dish, you have so many spices, so many fragrant powders to add on to your cooking in order to make it really rich and delicious. And then the population of the world continues to rise, Despite all the pandemics, all the wars, the disasters everywhere, the human population is rising. Oh my God, that's also difficult for my work. But at least recently, since the last few months or years, the bombarding of disasters, the intensity and the frequency of them have been reduced. You can see it yourself. And if you have your psychic eyes open, you can also see that there's help. Even I saw one man, he's maybe what they call a psychic, yes, or clairvoyant. He saw the earth is covered with a dome.
Space isn't the way that we have been told space is. None of the things that they have stated is actually accurate in that sense. It actually looks when you're outside, it actually looks like this. And this is why I put this together. So you could say the people here, let's just say those are souls looking from this place from the outside. And you have the firmament above on a plane. And you have the construct, the place that we're in is fixed and immovable. And you have all of the other places of creations based on the will of the soul down here or down here, all different constructs, all different universes. But this universe, this construct that we're in, looks like this. And so when you look at biblically how they've stated the waters above, the water separated from the waters, God created the firmament, the earthly realm. It's actually true.
But he didn't see the other half of it, that's why. So it looked like they saw only half of it. So he saw one half of it because the other half is kind of obstructed from his inner eyes, I guess, because we live mostly only on the half side of the earth. And on the other half side live other people. Or somehow maybe some people cannot see the whole picture, you know. Some of the psychics don't see the whole picture, yeah, like that. Even like Baba Vanga, she said something in one of her predictions that there's a world saver. It's a woman, yes. And there are not a lot of people who follow this saver woman. But Baba Vanga couldn't predict. She couldn't say exactly where that lady is or who she is by personality, for example. The psychics, they can see things sometimes very clearly in terms of timing or space or residency or the color of the skin, like Mr. Parker, Hamilton Parker. He said that the luck lady that President Trump can get help from is a kind of color woman of some sort. But that's all he can say. He cannot say the name, the nationality, or what kind of spiritual teaching she offers. Something like that. Many are very accurate, but they never can be to the minutest details. Some fear to reveal all. And even Nostradamus, you know, he is more accurate. But when he described that special lady, he said that her name is kind of turnaround last name, you know. And like Amos becomes Suma, for example. But he didn't dare to mention Suma. He just said turn around the last name of the prophet, then that would be her name. Or he would say that the team of the ocean will win, similar like that. So they just kind of look into a not very clear mirror. Some are very clear, but still nobody can be exactly clear, as if you stand in front of that mirror and look at yourself, you know, the clear mirror, and look at your face by yourself and know in detail what you look like. But still, even then, you can't blame them, can you? I wanted to talk to you, beautiful souls, at least a week ago, some days ago, but I couldn't. I was too busy. You have no idea, with so many shows to edit, to review, and business, and so many other little things, you know, that you do for yourself privately, personally, even to wash or to brush teeth, to cook something, to warm something for yourself, to keep yourself at least hygienically decent. Not like you wear beautiful clothes or changing or showering every day, but you still need to keep yourself clean, yeah? Because that's the way you want yourself to be. Just clean, yeah? Not made up or anything. But that is the basic. Even then it takes time. And even though I live in a very little place, still need to clean often, you know? Almost every day clean the space where you live. Because the wind will blow dirt in there and the leaves will fall onto your floor, for example, even though it's just vinyl put on the ground or just a plastic on top of your wigwam to cover it from the rain, for example. They all need to be done. And when you're alone, it seems like a lot of work. But I'm happy, actually. I'm happier than if I were a president or a king or queen in the world, truly. Because when I see them, they're working so hard. You have to, the citizens also have to thank them, the good ones. But the best ones would be leading other citizens into the vegan diet. Because I have told you that I have put some protection around the planet together with the magnetic field to protect it, to protect the ozone, to protect the magnetic field, so that they will still protect humans and all beings. Because if any of them go kaput, I told you already, if too much damage, then maybe the gravitation force also will be damaged or ruined. Then we all will fly up into the air and then bust ourselves into the atmosphere, and there will be no more left, any of us. I saw on the internet today, I told you, one guy, he said, you are living under a dome, D-O-M-E. That so-called dome is the one that we have been putting up to protect the magnetic field that I have told you about last time, to protect the atmosphere of the Earth, so that magnetic field and ozone layer are not more damaged, but it still can be damaged. We always still have to keep an eye on it. And even the protective layer ring that has been put around the Earth to protect the Earth, I don't know if it can be completely protected. It depends on how much karma the humans create anew. Old karma and new karma, like newly made karma also. But at the moment, it's still okay. Like the sun will not pour into our atmosphere and burn everything in its wake. At the moment, it's still okay. It's bearable. It's not completely safe. Of course, I can only do so much, because the karma of the world is so heavy, so huge. The Buddha already said that even the karma of one person could cover the whole sky, not to talk about the whole world's people karma. I'm still struggling with it. I have to confess to you sometimes. I think, oh, maybe I can't do it. Why should I worry about the world people when they themselves don't worry about themselves, don't take the measures to protect themselves, to protect their own home, the planet home? I confess to you sometimes I'm tired like that, but I still keep doing it because I just love people. Sometimes I ask myself, how can I still love people? I love the animal people to no end, but how can I still love the people? Because they are the ones who cause all these troubles. But then I can't blame them. They're vulnerable. Not everybody is strong, wise, and knowing things and sanely enough to understand what I'm saying, what I'm telling them. And apart from that, there are so many so-called Buddhas mushrooming around on the whole planet and doing not much. Just teaching a few movements and, wearing special clothes together, making it look like a uniform and, moving the hands and feet a little bit or body a little bit. And then it's a Buddha. And even Maitreya Buddha. Not just any Buddha. Oh, I'd be glad if he could take over my job. He doesn't even know 1 nano inch of how hellish it is to be a real Buddha in this lifetime, in this particular period of time. And others also, some of my so-called ex-disciples stole my things, my teachings, put them in their name, and then can charm people.
And now we have a heartline from Yu Hang in Ao Lạc, also known as Vietnam.
Vào một ngày năm 2023, con gặp một người bạn để bàn công việc và sau đó cả hai quyết định đi ăn trưa. Con tìm được một quán ăn thuần chay mang tên Diệu Âm Quán. Đây là quán ăn buffet. Khung cảnh của quán được bày trí rất quen thuộc, nhưng các nhân viên ở đây mặt ai cũng lạnh lùng và hờ hững. Tuy nhiên, vì quá đói nên con không nghĩ gì nhiều mà gọi món ngay lập tức. Sau khi ăn xong, bước đến quầy thanh toán thì con mới quan sát kỹ. Ôi cha, đây là một quán ăn giả chuỗi nhà hàng Robin Hood. Trên tường, họ cũng treo rất nhiều các bức tranh sơn mài và họ cũng bật một kênh YouTube trên TV treo tường. Nhưng nó không phải là kênh truyền hình vô thượng sư mà là một kênh tương tự. Con nhớ lúc đó kinh này đang chiếu cảnh một người tự nhận là vị minh sư tại thế vĩ đại của thế kỷ 21 đang chơi với chú vẹt. Lúc đó con mới nhận ra mình đã vào nhầm quán. Con không biết Ruma là ai, nhưng rõ ràng việc bắt chước sư phụ từ việc lập kênh YouTube cũng như bày trí nhà hàng giống hệt và cho đó là bản quyền của mình là điều không thể chấp nhận được. Sau đó vì tò mò, con đã lên mạng tìm hiểu thì con thấy có một trang YouTube mang tên Guruji Ruma Official với người đăng ký kênh. Có lẽ đây là những người đang khao khát đi tìm một người thầy để chỉ cho mình hướng đi đúng trên con đường đạo thì lại gặp phải một tên thầy dỗm là Ruma. Nhiều bài giảng hắn cũng copy lời của sư phụ, nhưng thay vì từ Quán Âm thì hắn lấy tên Diệu Âm. Con thấy mình thật sự may mắn vì biết đến sư phụ trước khi biết đến tên Ruma, nếu không có lẽ con cũng là một nạn nhân trong số này. Con xin chân thành cảm ơn sư phụ và mong mọi người lan tỏa thông tin về tên minh sư dỗm này để nhiều người không bị hắn lôi kéo và dụ dỗ đệ tử diệu hằng từ Âu Lạc, Việt Nam.
Of course, I have to tell you, there are true light and fake light. The fake light came from hell. On the astral world, they can sometimes manifest as light, but they are dim and loveless, not like the real light. If that's from fake person like Trăng Tâm or Ruma, for example. But why do some people like to go near him? Because he talks the way I talk. He even gives people the gift. What? How does he have that gift? I have to meditate many years and go up to the higher level in order to have that gift to bring it back. He just stole it and tells people that it's from him. And the people who follow him believe it, believe that that gift will bring them to the highest possible heaven. It's zero truth because there's no power in it.
Con là đồng tu Âu Lạc, con đã từng tâm ấn bên Trần Tâm và giờ con đã được sư phụ Thanh Hải Vô Thượng Sư tâm ấn. Con xin chia sẻ lại những trải nghiệm của mình, hầu mong thức tỉnh những linh hồn vô tội vì vô minh mà theo học minh sư giả Trần Tâm. Trong quá trình tu hành bên Trần Tâm, con đã có những thể nghiệm rất đáng sợ. Sau một thời gian tu hành, cuộc sống không có thay đổi tốt hơn mà lại càng bị xuống cấp. Nhiều người mới vào tu thì nhìn rất đẹp trai, đẹp gái, nhưng dần về sau thì người xanh xao, đau bệnh mà chết. Ngồi thiền, con chỉ thấy toàn những hình ảnh tối tăm như ma quỷ, rất đáng sợ. Chưa từng được thể nghiệm về ánh sáng của Phật hay nghe âm thanh thiêng liêng nào. Con tự cảm thấy sự tu hành bên này là không đúng đường. Nên khi con biết sư phụ, con đã rất thành tâm cầu nguyện Ngài gia trì cho con sớm được tâm ấn với Ngài để tiếp tục con đường tu hành giải thoát mà con hằng khao khát. Sau khi được sư phụ tâm ấn, cuộc sống của con sang trang mới hạnh phúc vô cùng. Con đã thấy được những thể nghiệm ánh sáng và sự gia trì của sư phụ rất nhiều. Khi mở đài truyền hình Vô Thượng Sư, nhiều lần con thấy sư phụ bước ra từ trong màn hình. Khi thiền, con cảm nhận nhẹ nhàng và rất dễ định. Con thể nghiệm thấy sư phụ mặc bộ đồ màu trắng rất đẹp và ánh sáng phát ra rất rực rỡ, sáng rực không gian xung quanh vô cùng đẹp. Mỗi ngày, con cảm nhận được lực lượng của Ngài gia trì rất mạnh. Ngày con làm, đêm con thiền liên tục mà không cảm thấy mệt mỏi gì cả. Cảm tạ sư phụ kính yêu đã cứu linh hồn con thương nhớ Ngài vô cùng.
And even when I teach you the gift, I told you don't tell anybody else because if you do, you lose it. I have never taught him this gift. So how can he even have any little power of that and even to give it to other people? Even if I give it to him, he shouldn't be able to give it to anybody else. All this is just greed and evil, just wants to cheat people for fame and profit, to buy fancy watches and put them in the whole cabinet like that.
The following information is provided from Trăng Tâm victims about how Trăng Tâm makes money. Soliciting charitable donations, Trăng Tâm calls for donations from his followers in Âu Lạc or Vietnam, claiming they are for charitable purposes. Selling Trăng Tâm statues. Statues of Trăng Tâm are made in Âu Lạc or Vietnam at a cost of around 100,000 VND or around $4, but are sold by him for tens of millions to over 100 million VND or around $3,939 US. Earnings from vegetarian restaurants. Several restaurants serve as income sources for Jung Tam. The profits are sent to him. Also, these venues occasionally host initiation ceremonies for a small group of people. Fees for ordination. Anyone wishing to ordain must pay a fee. They are required to attend 7 retreats with him within a year to qualify. Upon registering for ordination, they must pay 7 million VND, or around $276 US. When Jung Tam personally cooks food and sells it, prices increase dramatically from tens of thousands or 100,000 VND to several million VND per dish. Additionally, one abused victim shared that Jung Tam lives a very extravagant lifestyle. For example, Jung Tam provides Lexus cars for his ordained followers, while he himself drives a Hummer. His clothing is all designer, and he buys expensive watches without even checking the price. He owns a collection of luxury watches stored in a dedicated wardrobe.
He has only 2 hands. The maximum he can wear is only 2 watches. 2 watches at the time, to watch the time. What for? He has to buy expensive watches and put them away altogether anyway. Or maybe Monday one, Tuesday one, every day one. Or rotating or something. My God, this is truly greed. How can you be a Buddha like that? Wanting hoarded, needless things like that. Nowadays, there are so many Buddhas running cheap around the planet, relying on other people for travel, for the airplane ticket, for food and for clothing and everything. It looks like low-class theater. Blindness has many aspects, and not every doctor can cure this kind of blindness. Yes. But the thing is, people are thirsty for something real. When there are many nuns, monks, or priests doing bad things and abusing children and women and men also, then people are so confused and disappointed. So they're trying so hard to grab something for their heart's calmness, for something to believe in. But they can only see outside. They cannot see inside what that person has achieved, what level he is in now. All the people I mentioned right now, like fake Buddha or fake Mataya Buddha, or even that Buddha, this Buddha, or Prince of Heaven, and made even a new religion out of that. What a huge organized crime like. Or some Rumaji, Satguru, etc. Whatever. Oh my God. Their maximum is the demon level only. Nothing more than that. Either they are possessed or they are real demons. As the Buddha said, that they are here to confuse people, deterring them to find the real teaching from a real master. If you have spiritual eyes, if you have wisdom inside open, if God blesses you, you can see them through and through. All have a very dark aura around them, or fake dim astrals at max. Not just because you go out, walk around the street or highway, or maybe sometimes don't walk, just the media blows it out of proportion and makes you become a Buddha. But I don't see anything there that this person can become a Buddha with. Maybe some can talk well, more convincing than the others. Some cannot talk, but use other means to make themselves stand out. And all the media, the photographers, make it all a big deal. Just make him or her become a Buddha or saint like that, or Bodhisattva, my God. If you're not a Buddha, and you pretend to be a Buddha, or you tell people that you are Buddha, that you already achieved the greatest enlightenment, then you will go to hell. The Avisi hell. That means forever hell, relentless hell, because that's the greatest lie you can tell. And this hell is for such liars whose tongue will be poured out and chopped again and again, non-stop forever.
Ananda, these are the 10 states of dhyana, leading to wild speculations because the practicer relies on delusion and regards inadequate achievement as full realization. They are due to the intermingling of the fifth aggregate of consciousness with meditative mind. Deluded and wayward people who do not know their own capabilities rest their minds infatuated by former habits on these states, which now manifest and which they regard as their ultimate abodes. They will wrongly declare that they have realized supreme bodhi and will thus break the rule against lying, thereby forming the evil karma of heretics and evil demons, which will send them down to the unintermittent hells. The Surangama Sutra.
If you say you're Buddha or any saintly, heavenly, princely status, when you know you're not, then you create avisi hell for yourself, meaning relentless hell, forever hell for yourself. And if you even cause other people to praise you as the Buddha, then these people also have to partake in this worst karma that you're creating for yourself. People who follow you, believe in you, and praise you as a Buddha or saint or prince of heaven, youngest son of God, for any reason at all, they have to partake in this kind of very terrible karma. They may even have to go with you to this relentless hell, maybe for a shorter time than you. But it depends. It pains me thinking of your and their suffering in that terrifying dark realm where no one can hear your agonizing scream. Anyway, they will have to pay for the karma of falsely and disrespectfully comparing any ignorant being or demon to Buddha, no matter how eloquent or however he deceitfully makes himself look like. They will all have to go to hell, your followers. So be careful how you act, what you talk, because heavens and earth and hell, they're all watching you. Nothing is free, nothing is outside of the watchful observation of heavens. And all the Buddhas, of course. So watch it, okay? Change. Repent before it's too late. I can't even help you if you go in that way, because you don't go in the right direction. I'm calling you, hoping you change and you turn to humbly go study and find a great master, enlightened master, who has enough power to lift you up, to cover all your sins, and to help you to evolve into a better being. Otherwise, no way you can escape hell, and your followers also will share this sin, the worst karma, and then all of you will go to hell, become slaves for the Maya king, for the king of hell, for example. Or they might eat some of you up if you're not worthy to even be in hell because you cannot be recycled anymore. You're too bad. That's why. So please listen to me one time. You turn, okay? Repent. Be humble. Go find a master. Go. You really have to find a master. Pray to God, to Buddha, to lead you to a master, the great master who can help you, can clean your sin and bring you back to heaven. A master of your liking. Doesn't have to be me. You don't have to follow me, but you have to listen to my truthful words and then change. Otherwise, it will be too late. May God bless you. May Buddha help you. Amen. Now, I still remember about Master Không or Không Tịnh. Then we continue for a little longer, yes? Even a bodhisattva from the pure land already and came down here, forgot everything. He had to swim in the whirling water of karma together with all the humans, or at least with whoever he wanted to help. But to help humans here, you have to sacrifice everything. That's why he forgot everything and suffered through hell and earth and all that. Similar to real masters, also have to suffer a lot. You can write 10,000 books. I can write 10,000 books about what I know and what power I have and the suffering I have to endure. But this is not important. What is important is that we urgently have to try to help the earth to stabilize. So I'm glad that we can stabilize the earth to some degree. About 40 degrees only. That's a regrettable thing because humans just don't want to help. They seem to like sit there and then I have to do everything for them and just save the world, save their family, but they do nothing. They don't even do that 1% help. That is to be vegan. Is that a lot to ask? Is that something that profits me? No. My food company is a small one, mostly just enough to supply the disciples. And sometimes not enough even. Sometimes I ask for something they don't have because it's not enough. It's all sold out. Something like that. So I don't have any interest, much interest to tell you to be vegan. The money I earn more or less is more in the jewelry area and some like maybe paintings and some clothing. But because we are also very, very frugal, if I live like any other rich people, building a lot of buildings and make a big ashram and luxury and expensive ashram, then I will have nothing left, maybe not even enough to live on. I just hope you wake up quickly, otherwise the world is going down. There's so many strange phenomena, meaning warnings from the sky and from the earth, from the ocean, everywhere, in many countries, but you still don't wake up. I keep trying to talk a lot. I'm not sure if my dedication helps anything. Maybe help some, but not all, because sometimes people take it for granted when you offer it all free of charge. Because everything in this world you have to pay in order to have it. Well, I cannot take money from people, from childhood already. In this world, I know it's so much hardship already, just to be a master. If you don't believe me, you go to ask all of the true masters, like in other lineages, they will tell you. But they have more peace, because they don't have to do Supreme Master television. They don't have to take care of the whole world, like in my job I have to do. I take care of it myself. It's not really my job. Nobody give me that job. I just cannot bear seeing all beings suffer in real life daily, everywhere. Every day I cry, seeing the animal people suffering in the world, whether or not by humans or by natural events or some accident happened to them and nobody takes care of them and all that. Oh, my heart just cries every day.